Hi everyone, Ahmet here and welcome to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you on how I got into the UX design world, how I got interested and how I began to learn more about UX design in terms of resources, how I found my first internship, how I got my first job, all the shtick. And make sure that you watch at the end of this video because I'm going to be sharing with you a resource that helped me find my first UI UX design job. I am not affiliated with them, but I was a student for their program and I believe it will help you a lot. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Ahmet and I'm a full-time UI UX designer currently living in Canada. Let's get started with the video. Now, I first got into UX design in university when I was taking a database class. I was a software engineering major and we had to take this database class, and in the class 30 to 40% of our mark was determined by this project. And trust me, I did not like databases. I hated SQL, I didn't understand the join statements or others, and it was pure hell for me. But luckily I found a group where the leader of our group was very experienced. He built the authentication of the application we worked on. He also helped us with the most queries, and because I didn't have much job to do and I wanted to feel like I contributed to something, I wanted to design the app. I didn't know anything about design, and at this point I barely winged it. I didn't know anything about color theory or like certain design principles, so the design wasn't that great, even as I compared the beginner designers, first projects. So number one key takeaway you can do from this, if you are a person who is interested in UI UX design but just recently got in the field, make sure you actually read 2 or 3 books or watch one course. If you are wondering how to get started, please click on that info card above where I will direct you to best resources to get started in UI UX design. After getting my feet wet in that project, I was very interested, and it was around the time when I got the opportunity to find an internship thanks to the co-op program in Canada for my university. Now, I did not find a UI UX design internship. What I found was actually a front-end development internship for an agency in Halifax. And I didn't care because I knew I would have the opportunity, meaning if I could do extra work besides just doing front-end development and make sure to get the trust of my manager, I could put in my future portfolio resume the extra design work I did, even though my title wasn't a UI UX designer. And that's exactly what I did. When I worked there for the first 2 months, I got the project pretty finished, and then what I did was I asked to do some design tasks such as usability testing or talking with the potential users and wireframing to just get my feet wet but also have real numbers at my hand to tell future employers what I did. And this played very well for me after 2 years when I found my first full-time job. So make sure that you always do extra things, and your first job title doesn't matter as long as you are in the tech industry. You can always do extra work. If you have been enjoying this video so far and you have not subscribed yet, please click on that subscribe button below. I post videos like this twice a week, and if you subscribe, you get to be in touch with me and you will receive a notification when I post a new video. And make sure that if you have any questions, comment below and I will answer them. Now, after I was done with that front-end internship, I was pretty sure I wanted to be a UI UX designer. So what I did next was to actually make some side projects. So I would interview my friends, I would go over the whole design process with them. And if you don't know what the design process so far is, please make sure that you click on the info card above. That will teach you what you have to do at each stage of the design process, whether you are working on your projects or let's say actually in a company you take a project. It will help you a lot. What I actually did by doing side projects was kind of going through the design process, but it taught me two important things. What it taught me first is that what kind of UI UX work I like. Do I like the hypervideo design more or wireframe more, or do I enjoy the research part? Because you are going through the whole process, you can pick parts where you enjoy and are competent at and you would like to get better, so you can understand where you want to specialize later on. The second thing it gets you to understand is what are the kind of hard parts in the whole process for you. Where do you struggle? Not only do you need to find your strengths, but your weaknesses as well. Now, in my last semester of university, a friend of mine was starting this startup called Heligon. The bad circumstance was he asked me to work with him, but at the time I had already a contract signed with another startup where I would do my internship at. 1 week into that internship, I actually resigned from that startup because I didn't feel I was treated right. And I'm not gonna get into too much detail, but I resigned and I actually called my friend who was building the startup and I asked them, I will work pro bono if you let me use the project on my portfolio. I have resigned, what do you think? And he actually said yes. Now at the time they wouldn't have any money for me. I had to take a major loss to work for his company, but I knew in the long term it would pay off for me, meaning my portfolio would look better. And that project I did with them has played a huge role in my career because companies, especially small to medium, really like it when you have startup experience because you are taking a lot of responsibility. So if you have a chance in your career to work for a small startup around 10 or less than 10 people, I would say give it a go. Maybe it's actually what you like, and I believe you will learn a lot. Now, when I was working at my friend's startup, I had already talked with him about my goal of finding a full-time UI UX design job. And he was very supportive. And around this time, when I've been working with my friend for like 7 months, I had an opportunity with a startup called Pathrise. Pathrise is a startup for software engineers and designers, and what they do is they actually get you in contact with senior mentors who have been where you have been, and they teach you how to apply for jobs. Now, I applied to Pathrise to be one of their students because I learned at the time where being a good designer is entirely different than being able to market yourself. And I really wasn't getting any interviews at this point. I really did not know the game of applying to jobs. So I began applying to Pathrise, and a month in I got a confirmation that I was selected for the next batch. And then I got a team mentor, and I also got an HR mentor who would help me build my resume, apply to specific jobs, and get those interviews and how to answer certain interview questions. And it changed my whole career because under 4 months with Pathrise, I had gotten 3 full-time offers. If you are also a UI UX designer and you do not know what kind of application process you should have, please click on that info card that is gonna appear right above. That will walk you through how application process works, and it's what I learned from Pathrise and it worked greatly for me. Hey guys, if you have enjoyed this video and you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe by tapping on that button below. If you do, you will get a notification when I will post 2 videos per week on how to improve as a UI UX designer and in a UI UX design career so that you can get better in your career and learn more design skills. Hey guys, I have put 2 more videos at the end of this video that I believe will make you have a better career in UI UX design. Make sure you check them out, and if you have any questions, make sure that you drop a comment below.